How you doing? Steve Goody here. Today I've been asked to tell you about my best property negotiation story, and I thought I'd cover one off that I've done in the last 12 months just recently. It was a property that I'd known about for 7 or 8 years. It was a bit of an orphan property that nobody wanted, mainly because nobody knew what to do with it. It was an old retirement village, 24 bedrooms on about 1,400 square metres of land, so big property. It was in an area that wasn't very useful to anybody anymore. There was 3 people living in this 480 square metre house. They weren't paying any rent. Came up for market. Real estate agent had no idea how to sell it. Threw it out on the marketplace and then threw some blood in the water. What I mean by that is he said, this property is going to be able to be purchased really cheaply. And I said, well, hey, what's cheaply? He said, well, probably $600,000 or $700,000. So a week later I bought it for $500,000. Went to my accountant and was told that if I turn it into a small village of residential, meaning chop it in half, make one side 5-bedroom, make the other side a boarding house, I can actually claim the GST back on that. And so I bought the property and got a $65,000 GST refund, which I then used to renovate the house with. I then spent the $65,000 making it into 9 bedrooms on one side, a 5-bedroom house on the other side, and an empty section at the back. Then I went out to my network and said, hey, anybody got any spare garages? A few people said yes. I bought a few garages. I was given a few garages. Started putting garages on the spare empty land. The garages now rent for about $45 a week. The 5 bedrooms rented for $550 a week. The 9 bedroom is getting $175 per room. So now this $500,000 purchase is returning a little over $2,000 a week for me. So post renovation, post-purchase, got it all settled in, got all the tenants moved in, living there nicely, got the cash flow up nicely, took it back to the bank and said, well, hey, let's get this thing valued then. The valuer came back and said, that's worth $1.3 million now. I still owe the original $500,000 on it. So with a 60% loan to value ratio, I was able to borrow another $250,000. So I'm now at $750,000 mortgage on that property. The $500,000 I paid for it, plus an additional $250,000. I took that $250,000 and went and spent it on another house. So now the mortgage of $750,000 is fully and completely paid for every week by the rent that the property has coming in on it. So it's cash flow positive even after I've taken $250,000 away from the property. Now some people will look at that and go, look, I couldn't do that. Analysis by paralysis. It would be too scary for some people. Trust me, there's bigger deals than that, there's smaller deals than that. All I'm saying is that was actually a really good deal. There was very little risk in that. Now when you show that to people, they go, oh, I wish I could have done that. You got so lucky. Well, I'll tell you what, the more I practice, the luckier I get. And I practice a lot. I'm looking at the property market, I'm looking at deals, I'm considering them, I'm figuring them out. I'm saying no to a lot of stuff, I'm saying yes to some stuff. And I don't really think that it's about a home run. I think it's about being and becoming the person you have to be able to put that sort of a deal together. And it's not that hard. We become what we concentrate on. I would say to you that if you were to concentrate on being able to see a deal like that and gain the confidence to do one, that just about anybody could. I'm just not that special. It's actually not that hard to do this stuff. I'd love to show you. I'd love to show you and walk you through that. That particular property that I mentioned, I've got a huge amount of photos and numbers and details. I'll give you a copy of the valuation. I'll walk you through the whole thing. To do that, I need some time, I need a whiteboard, and I need a crowd of people to talk to. So we're doing an event on the 1st of October in the Intercontinental Hotel in Wellington, and we're going to walk people through how to do exactly those types of deals, make those sort of cash flows, trade properties, hold properties, have cash flow positive income properties in your portfolio to increase your wealth. I think you deserve it. I'd love to show you how to do it. Let's get this thing done. Links are underneath this video. I'd like to see you on the 1st of October. Thanks very much.